Got a news tip? Call 639-NEWS.
Coming up next, a live report on a late shooting. And the city council says no to more commercial development north of Castleton Square and approves spending $36 million in another development.
Also tonight, the civil rights veto. Bush nixes the bill, but he's got another he wants to back. The latest coming up.
Mr. Speaker, by veto.
Live from the heart of Indiana, Tom Cochrun, Ann Ryder, Bob Gregory's exclusive AccuWeather, Don Hein Sports Final, and Ronnie Duncan Sports Spotlight. This is Newscenter 13 tonight. The news starts now.
Indianapolis police are at this hour on the scene of a drive-by shooting thought to be either gang or drug-related. Shots
were fired in the last 25 minutes on the Near East Side. The Newscenter's Kevin Ryder is near Washington Park working on the story. Kevin?
And that's right. The exact address is 2826 East 34th Street. As you can see, police are still on the scene working on this case. It was exactly 10:24 this evening when a man was found lying in front of this house suffering from a shot wound to the left side. His condition at this point is believed to be critical. He was rushed away immediately here to Wishart Hospital. Now, again, at this point, the one house was barricaded off, but since we've been here for about the last 15 to 20 minutes, they've now decided to barricade off 6 homes along this block as part of the investigation. So that investigation is continuing at this time. Again, that's about all the information we have right now. Police are still on the scene. We'll stay here and update the story for you as any details become available. We do know one man shot and wounded here. We do not have an identification at this time, only we believe he is to be in critical condition at Wishart Hospital.
Okay, we'll get more from you later. Thanks for the quick work, Kevin. Tom.
The City-County Council draws the line on Castleton development plans. The council says no to a new strip shopping center there and says yes to doling out millions for development on the city's south side. Kevin Ryder with the story.
The City-County Council was fully prepared to issue a verdict on the proposed zoning change for a parcel of property owned by Sunbeam Developers. The proposal, calling for a new strip shopping center just north of Castleton Square, has been the center of controversy. Lawrence firefighters oppose the plan due to potential traffic congestion at the proposed 250,000 square foot facility, and a number of neighborhood organizations lined up against it as well, citing the high volume of development already in place.
At this time, we should withdraw our petition.
Attorneys for Sunbeam surprisingly withdrew their proposal, but the council took action on it anyway, voting unanimously against rezoning.
I think it's a victory for the local communities as well as the Department of Transportation, as well as the Lawrence Board, the Fire Department, the Staff Commission, the Public Parks, all gathered together to fight this rezoning request.
Now Sunbeam must wait a year if it still wishes to pursue the idea of a shopping center.
We're really going to kind of regroup and see where we are and then make a decision probably the next 60 or 90 days as to what direction we're headed in.
The council also voted unanimously in favor of issuing $36 million in bonds to make way for the new Eli Lilly Technology Center. The funds will pave the way for much-needed road improvements on the project and also the relocation of some 40 homeowners that live along Harding Street. Kevin Ryder, Newscenter 13.
Well, enforcing drug laws to deal with the increasing number of drug-related crimes is an issue facing the candidates for Marion County prosecutor. Mark Spain with that story.
Republican Drew Young and Democrat Jeff Modisette both want stiffer penalties for drug offenders, and they agree educating children about the dangers of drugs is a must. But they differ somewhat on how to make it all happen.
I think we need to do more to target the major drug suppliers here in Marion County. I think that we've done a good job of attacking the street dealers, but unfortunately the street dealers are off the streets and arrested, and they're replaced an hour later by another street dealer because the supply is unending.
I have made a proposal that the law be changed so that someone who is convicted of having illegal drugs be required to have a brief period of incarceration as a cold bucket of water in the face, as a sign of danger ahead.
A debate sponsored by the League of Women Voters also got these candidates talking about a related issue, gangs.
Getting the law enforcement community into the youth gangs, where we can control their behavior and let them know that we as a community will not tolerate the violence and the use of weapons by the youth.
What I'm saying is that, especially in these gang-related cases, that these juveniles, instead of getting straight probation, many of them would benefit in the long run much more from having some sort of community corrections program.
With the election just 2 weeks away, the candidates hope the voters see enough of the right stuff in them to make one of them Marion County's next top lawman. Mark Spain, Newscenter 13 tonight.
Election day and the government deadline are facing the congressmen immersed tonight in more budget tug-of-war. They appear to agree on one thing, that the 9-cent a gallon gasoline tax should go up to at least 14 cents. But the so-called M&M is still the key point of dissension, millionaires and Medicare.
This is a little like the perils of Pauline. You think you're all right, and then all of a sudden it's back at risk, and then you think you're making progress again.
Working and making progress.
Going to have a deal by Wednesday night?
We'd better.
Midnight Wednesday is when the government again runs out of money. Democrats want a surtax on millionaires. The president wants to limit itemized deductions, but that carries stiff opposition even within his own party. Both sides seem to agree the rich will have to be taxed to reduce the budget deficit. The question is, how much?
Meanwhile, President Bush has vetoed the Civil Rights Bill. The bill is designed to compensate for recent Supreme Court decisions viewed by some as setting back the cause of racial justice. Mr. Bush says Congress should pass a White House version of the bill, which it believes gives employers a fair chance to fight charges of job discrimination. Well, Indiana utilities appear to be getting a break in the most recent version of the Clean Air Bill. Congressional negotiators developed a compromise which give Indiana, Illinois, and Ohio extra pollution credits toward the reduction of acid rain. Indiana will have more leeway in meeting deadlines for reducing emissions. That comes as a real break for Hoosier utilities that use high sulfur coal. Cost of the package is estimated at $25 billion. Without the credits, states like Indiana would be especially hard hit. The bill aims to cut present air pollution emissions in half by the year 2000.
Just ahead, the genetic parents of a test tube baby boy celebrate.
And the price of oil takes a downward tumble.
Hi again, everyone. I have the best and worst plays from the weekend's football action. We'll put the microscope on Eric's debut, plus an update on the Reds. Eric Davis still in a West Coast hospital. College football ratings, high school football, and tonight's lone hockey game, all coming up on sports.
That and more next on the Newscenter tonight.
Nobody makes banking easier than the Merchants National Companies. And to prove it, we'll respond to any consumer loan request by the next business day or sooner. If we don't, we'll give you $10 for calling it to our attention and helping us improve your service. How's that for a snappy comeback? It's not just a promise, it's a greenback guarantee from the Merchants National Companies.
New Cholito, zesty beef sauce and melted cheddar and a soft tortilla. Just 79 cents at Taco Bell. You better run right now for the border.
This year, instead of the same old politicians, how about somebody fresh with new ideas? Like Joe Hogsett. Hogsett shares our values. That's why he took on con artists and stock swindlers. He's protecting our seniors from investment scams. Hogsett took a stand against unfair foreign takeovers. Joe Hogsett, a record of accomplishment, not for the rich and powerful, but for us. Secretary of State Joe Hogsett, fighting for us.
Kendall's the cool for your caddy, the juice for your jag. It's the Jolt Finger Gold and one win to the drag.
You want to add life to the life of your car? Give it the good stuff. Kendall Motor Oil. Pour it in and pour it on.
It's the push in your pickup, the zap in your Z, the revs in your turbo and the heart of your Lano GT. Pour it in, pour it on, pour in the Kendall and pour it on.
Amid mounting problems in the Center Township Trustee's office, there is now a strike. Jane Harrington reports the sick out by some union members is adding to that agency's turmoil.
The long wait gets even longer when some 24 employees call in sick.
We've been here since 8 o'clock. It's terrible. The service is terrible.
I think it's stupid. They should wait until we're not waiting on them. They're here to help us.
It is an unofficial strike that some workers oppose.
I'm all for the union. I do plan on being in the union, but I don't think it's fair to make the people suffer.
AFSCME Me denies encouraging the strike, but the union admits frustration over contract negotiations, and the action could not come at a worse time. A probe into charges of mismanagement is now underway here, and a new study reveals some clients may be getting benefits they aren't eligible for. And instead of providing short-term assistance, the study shows poor people are getting long-term aid.
The township and the county has taken on a long-term permanent entitlement type of aid program that was never intended for that purpose.
There are also complaints that some landlords, tenants, and trustee employees may be involved in criminal activities, allegedly bilking taxpayers out of millions of dollars a year. And now some clients admit they're bribing caseworkers.
If you buy somebody lunch, yeah, you can get to the top of the line.
Are you aware of any mismanagement, misappropriation of funds, anything?
Not by this administration.
Jane Harrington, Newscenter 13 tonight.
In the Middle East, Iraqi President Saddam Hussein has agreed to release some sick and elderly Americans. Meanwhile, steep oil prices are taking a tumble back downward. The price for a barrel of oil plunged by more than $5 today. Oil experts say optimism about a peaceful solution to the Gulf crisis could be the reason. Richard Brock is in custody tonight for the attempted murder of his former employer early Saturday morning. Brock allegedly beat 68-year-old William Lambert of Carmel with a crowbar, shot him in the shoulder, then threw the gun into a dumpster near the Castle Cab Company in Carmel. The victim is in stable condition. Carmel police say Brock turned himself in after he saw his picture on the news. A landmark decision is handed down in a California surrogate mother case. A judge in Santa Ana is siding with the genetic parents of a child carried to birth by a hired surrogate. The judge said shared custody between Anna Johnson and Mark and Crispina Calvert would split the child emotionally. Johnson is vowing to appeal the decision all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court to win custody of the baby boy. Also tonight, an earthquake.
A minor tumbler, 3.3 on the Richter scale in the greater Philadelphia area. Happened about 9:30 tonight. No apparent damage.
Yeah, they're getting enough rain out there in the east to kind of keep the dust down. Hopefully that's all it raised. As far as we're concerned here, we're running well almost 3 inches above normal for the moisture. We've had 1/4 of an inch today. Take a look at downtown Indianapolis tonight. Really doesn't look too bad out there right now, but in the suburban areas, old ground fog is beginning to pick up somewhat. Official temperature under clear skies, it's 48 at downtown. We have 42 at the airport. Our humidity at 93%, north wind at 6, the pressure's at 30.02 and falling. Here's our satellite picture now. You can see the clear skies over much of central Indiana. A couple of problems for us. First, the foggy conditions, and then old Jack Frost, say northwest of a line from Crawfordsville to Tipton. We'll check on 8 o'clock tomorrow morning and the rest of the week for you next.
All right, we'll be right back with more news after this.
And an update on tonight's shooting. Stay with us.
Kohl's
Family Fall Sale.
46 bonus buys.
Just Sunday and Monday only.
Plus, all week.
30% off family outerwear and sweaters.
Huge savings.
Lee.
Family Lee jeans.
Entire stocks.
TVs, VCRs.
And stereos.
Save up to $20.
Entire stock. Reebok. And save 30% on all picture frames.
This thing is packed.
Bob Ryman.
Folks are asking, when's the right time to buy a new Honda? The right time is right now. At Indy Honda, we have new 90 Hondas at the lowest prices of the year. The 91 Hondas have just a slight price increase, but don't bet that won't change. Honda has the right cars, and Indy Honda is the right place. With the free customer care package worth more than $600 only at Indy Honda.
Bob Ryman.
The right time is right now.
Crime Stoppers. About 400 crime suspects so far know it works. More felony arrests each week thanks to Crime Stoppers. Be alert and be a Crime Stopper.
Stuff like a pro. Go Krogering.
Downy fabric softener, regular or sunrise, 64-ounce bottle, $1.99. Select lean cuisine dinners, 8 to 10 ounce package, $2.69. Brooks chili beans, 22-ounce cans, 89 cents.
and these horses trained for war. Now, they do ballet. Kind of gives you hope for the world, doesn't it? The Royal Lipizzaner Stallions.
This Saturday, 2 and 8 p.m., Market Square Arena.
We'll have a couple of days this week with temperatures in the 50s for highs. That's a little chilly. We know several youngsters throughout central Indiana could use your help in getting a warm coat for this winter. Folks at Mayflower today helped shifted some of those coats from Tuckman's to the Salvation Army Community Center. Distribution will begin next week at this same time. We'll tell you more about that later. But boy, we could still use some small-sized coats if you can help us out. Plenty of sunshine now in the Midwest. You're doing some Tuesday travel. Here are the numbers for you. 60s all over the place, so that's really not bad. This front will come through at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. The northern part of the region may see a sprinkle from it. That'll be about it. And then the cooler air will settle in. We'll really feel it on Thursday. And then Friday, this thing comes through, and we may have a little umbrella time. So put it together, the early morning fog. Then we're expecting tomorrow really be a milder day in the afternoon. We'll look for partly sunny skies. We should top out with a high of 64 degrees. Our winds tomorrow will be out of the really the west southwest from 7 to 14 miles an hour. And then tomorrow night on the clear side, once again, milder temperatures. By the time we cut on into the weekend, a chilliest day will be on Thursday with a high of 54. Some showers for us on Friday, but then we'll try to nice it up again by the time Saturday hits with a 62-degree high. Some fog, 46 at 8 tomorrow morning, and that's hitting weather for now.
Thank you, Bob. As you know, controversy follows the rappers' 2 Live Crew.
And their performance here in Indianapolis will probably keep that controversy brewing. Over the weekend, a Florida jury cleared the group of obscenity charges. 2 Live Crew may have beat that rap, but some still want the rappers and their X-rated lyrics censored. The band is scheduled to perform at the Ritz Music Hall tomorrow night, much to the dismay of some neighbors.
Well, I don't think they should even be allowed to hear it all. It's like it wasn't California, they're banned
Why?
somewhere. They're vulgar language, and they're the way it is, you know. I don't think kids should listen to it.
You know, I'm not too worried.
Parking and drinking.
Yeah, parking, drinking, because the next day you can come and there's bottles, anything you want, they've got it. You know, so no, I don't care for that.
2 Live Crew is expected to be as nasty as they want to be at the Ritz beginning at 7:30 tomorrow night.
When the News Center tonight continues, Don Hein with his sports final.
A postscript on Eric's day with the Colts.
Well, kid, maybe there's nothing new under the sun. Ah, but out of the sea, tender crab. From the sea, a crunch of spice, it has to be. Long John Silver, new stuffed crab, making a splash. New from the sea, tender stuffed crab with a splash of Dijon earth sauce, making a splash.
Introducing new tender baked chicken, only $3.99.
Some politicians have been sticking it to the taxpayers. But Congressman Jim Johnts has turned Washington upside down the way he's voted. Jim Johnts voted for the balanced budget amendment to cut government spending. And when Congress gave itself a pay raise last year, Jim Johnts voted no and donated his raise for scholarships. Congress voted billions for the savings and loan bailout, but not Jim Johnts. He voted against the bailout. Congressman Jim Johnts. Isn't it time somebody stood up for the average citizen?
When Inland Steel wanted to build business, they looked for a total communications solution to help. A solution from Ameritech, beginning with a digital system and a highly advanced central office with thousands of lines at multiple sites. Ameritech also moved information to more locations with cellular mobile service, voice messaging, and the support of lease financing. Because Inland Steel has the highest standards, only Ameritech could fill this tall order. Ameritech, solutions that work.
Coming up later on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. Johnny welcomes actor, writer, producer, and director Carl Reiner.
That makes you multifaceted, multi-talented. Do you wear many hats?
I wear many hats because I'm many bald.
Many bald.
Then Johnny has a question for actress Helen Shaw.
How did a rattlesnake save your semi-virginity?
Plus, comedian Jan Karam. After Johnny on Late Night with David Letterman, Dave welcomes George Carlin and actress Polly Draper, and that's no bull. No, wait a minute. Yes, it is. Johnny and Dave, later tonight.
It was more than Chile that had the fire bells ringing in Cincinnati today.
Yeah, they did. They went nuts in Cincy today, and with good reason, because the Reds there are nuts. Am I having trouble with this? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, now we can.
Okay, all right. Just wanted to make sure. They had to leave the franchise, though, in an Oakland hospital. Eric Davis will remain there for the next few days as a result of this diving try for a Willie McGee sinker. He got his right elbow up under his body there, and that resulted in a kidney tear. A doctor says a significant amount of blood was lost. Watch it now as it comes up under his body here, but they say Eric will be okay. Now, earlier in the day, Oakland's Dave Stewart called Cincy's Rob Dibble a punk. Dibble had said Stewart purposely threw at Billy Hatcher, and Jose Canseco's wife, Esther, called Tony La Russa a punk for not playing Jose on Saturday. That must be the current West Coast cool word, punk. I'll have the latest college football rankings, a stupid play, a great play from the NFL, Eric, Franklin Central, and hockey, too, right after this.
One place you'll find everything you need to find. The easy-to-use Ameritech Pages Plus. The complete Indiana Bell Yellow Pages.
Now's the time to save on Frigidaire's finest. Your Frigidaire dealer is offering showcase rebates. Save $50 or $100 on Frigidaire refrigerators. Get $50 or $100 back on Frigidaire gas or electric ranges. $50 or $100 off on Frigidaire washers, dryers, or laundry centers. Showcase rebates on Frigidaire's finest. Hurry! Offer ends November 4th. See Montgomery Ward in Indianapolis, Sloat Furniture Company in Crawfordsville, Wayman's Furniture and Appliances in Martinsville, or Breedlove & Son in Marion.
I'm a union guy. Been building cars for 12 years. That's me, the good-looking one. That's Ted. He's management. Obvious, huh? We were both part of this group. We were helping to start a brand new company in an industry that was already pretty competitive. We had a name, Saturn, but if it was going to be a name people remembered, we knew we had to do our homework. So we did. We talked to companies all over the world. We didn't care what they made or where. The point was they were doing things right. They hired good people and listened to them. If this is what worked, and it obviously did, then that's what we do at Saturn. You know, Ted's a strange guy. Puts ketchup on his French toast. But other than that, he's easy to travel with. Imagine, labor in bed with management. We laughed then, but it was all worth it. At Saturn, we're already starting to get some visitors of our own.
Several calls about Damon Bailey being hurt in a car accident. That is not true. Virginia's still #1 with that drub of Wake Forest. Nebraska's 2, Notre Dame 3 in the AP, 4 in the coaches, and Illinois is #5, 6 through 10, Washington, BYU, Colorado, Miami, and Tennessee. And those of area interest, Iowa's 13th, Michigan 18th, and Louisville is 23rd. Let us agree that this is the stupidest play of the weekend, maybe the year, by Pittsburgh rookie Barry Foster. By not covering the free ball, a close game was made something less with the 49ers. Maybe Barry should have stayed another year at Arkansas. He was an underclassman draft. Here's the best, which turned into a limbo play. Randall Cunningham to Fred Barnett. A great catch by Barnett. 7 flags on the Eagles in their loss to Washington. In case you wonder about that holding call that returned this one, replays showed Ron Heller guilty. All right, what about Eric? Not used enough Sunday? What are the plans? Here's Bart.
Even with a new contract and lease on life, it would be hard to know what's going on in this man's head. But it was clear to see that he was ready to come back. Eric Dickerson rushed for 55 yards on 9 carries. His thoughts?
Felt good. You know, I got the kinks out that I thought, you know, that might be there. But I felt real good. I mean, I didn't have any problems. No problem with me.
But those who rode Eric are the same ones that tonight are on his bandwagon, asking why the Colts didn't utilize him more, like in the flats, catching short passes.
Jack would ask me, was I open sometimes? I said yes. In some instances, I am open, and some I wasn't.
We plan to hopefully involve he, Bentley, and the rest of the guys in a balanced passing attack, as we have done in the past, and I don't see any change in that.
Like it or not, Eric's back. His bit part Sunday will be increased, to be sure, and the Colts will be better for it. And maybe the difference will mean a win Sunday against Miami. Steve Bartlestein, Newscenter 13 Sports.
Franklin Central's Chuck Stevens, a live guest in our 5 o'clock show, talking about the play that moved his Flashes to the next round of the state tourney.
We'll let you play sportscaster. LaRon Moore from Beckman, what a great play this was for you to win the ballgame.
Well, it was a screen pass. It was 45 running back screen right, and we had not thrown this play since the 3rd game of the year. And LaRon catches the ball, and he just takes it back across the field. He's got great vision. There's some great downfield blocking, and there's a game-winning play. Like I say, we ran that against Southport the 3rd play of the game, in the third quarter, and he hurt his ankle, and that probably was the first time he's been full speed all year.
And the Flashes in Noblesville on Friday. Tonight's lone hockey game, the Rangers solidified their hold in the top spot in the Patrick Division. Kevin Miller's set up for John Ogrodnik there. Nice work in goal tonight by the Rangers' Mike Richter. 3 saves on this Toronto flurry. See it better in slow motion as Richter stopped 28 of 29 Leaf shots. And watch this pretty Ray Shepard Kevin Miller goal. Watch it here. Shepard's pass and Miller's goal. The Rangers win 5-1. And in the time remaining, 3 of the top names available in baseball's free agent draft. That's Candy Maldonado. He wants a 3-year guaranteed contract. I can't imagine the Mets would let Darryl Strawberry get away, but stranger things have happened. He's the Mets' difference, I think. And Vince Coleman could also be very valuable to the right team. Righetti, Deere, Gibson, some of the other people available. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, thanks.
All right, Don, we're going out to Kevin Ryder now, who is standing by near Washington Park on the city's Near East Side for the latest on a drive-by shooting this evening. Kevin?
Tom, we do have more information on this case now. Again, as we said earlier, it happened around 10:24. A relative came home here at 2826 East 34th Street and found the body of a 23-year-old man, a Johnny Perry, lying in the driveway. We have more from Detective R.C. Green. Okay, apparently we're having some trouble with that tape. Detective R.C. Green told us moments ago that a relative came home here and found a body lying in the driveway, that of Johnny Perry. He was then quickly rushed to Wishart Hospital. Now, they were unsure. Neighbors did say earlier here today that they had heard a gunshot around 9:20, but didn't go out to inspect anything until about an hour later. That's when Johnny was found. We'll have more for you on NBC News at sunrise. Tom?
All right, Kevin. Thank you. For any indication of gang involvement?
Tom, there's no indication at this time on that.
All right. We're out of time. See you tomorrow.
How do you make an El Grande burro special? If we made it any bigger, the waitress couldn't carry it. If we stuffed it with any more beef or chicken, it would explode. So we gave it some company. Our Mexican pizza appetizer and fabulous fried ice cream. And there you have it, an El Grande burro special with one small touch.
Chi-Chi's a celebration of food.
By 10:30 a.m. any business day, one company will guarantee delivery of your overnight air packages to more people, places, and businesses than anyone else in the industry. UPS introduces 10:30 a.m. guaranteed overnight air delivery. 62,000 trucks. No waiting.
Forgot to add the fabric softener.
If only he knew about Solo. You can't forget the softener in Solo, because Solo is detergent and fabric softener in one. Solo gives you a clean so soft, it's actually fluffed up higher with softness.
Wait! You missed it!
Next time, get Solo. It cleans with a softness you can't forget.
I can't fly with this head cold.
Take Actifed. Of the 3 leading cold medicines once sold by prescription, only one comes in its original maximum full prescription strength formula. Only Actifed.
You okay?
Yeah, this stuff really works. Help a young girl in need. Be a big sister today.